Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Pete here with another tidbit of information. As you guys can see behind me, there's the motherfucking light, all right? That's the light right there. And with that, I'm going to be discussing how failure and rejection is actually a great gift that anybody can give you. A lot of the times we look at failure and we look at rejection as the most painful thing we have to experience. And the reason why is because it says to us, you're no good. You're not good enough. But that's actually a good thing because it shows you what is not working. And it allows you to go back to the fucking old drawing board, to go back and rediscover what things are correct, what things are good. You can't always snap your finger and just automatically be a success. It's not going to happen that way. But if you fail, if you get rejected, those people are looking deeper into you and they're saying, nah, that ain't it. I know there's a better you in there. And to be honest, I don't think that you're giving me your best. So I reject you. Same thing with anything that you try to conquer. If you can't conquer it, if your approach failed, guess what? That's one more thing that you know does not work. So now it's time to go back to the drawing board. It's time to go and rediscover, re-understand what is going to work. The best thing somebody can do is fucking reject you. The best thing something can happen that you experience is failure. Because you go into the circumstances. And when you fail, it tells your entire existence, yo, your approach did not work. You have to reformulate your plan. And the more times you approach failure, and let me tell you, the reason why this is so important is because it's very rare. Not too many people venture out of their comfort zones. You gotta understand this. It's not a common thing. That's why it's actually a pinnacle to be discussed. Why failure and rejection is a good thing. Because a lot of people don't venture out. A lot of people don't even go and try things out. Because of the fact that rejection and failure is seemingly excruciating. It does hurt. Yes, it does hurt for somebody to tell you, yo, your shit is wrong. But at the same time, if you go back and you look at what you have, you'll start to see, you're right. It is. How can I fix it? Easy. Okay? And the more times you go and you look back and you try to reformulate your approach, the better you're going to get. Who doesn't want to get better? Who doesn't want to increase their standard? Who doesn't want to, have the fucking world behind them? Imagine you just woke up one day and you were just an instant success. You'd be at the top of the mountain. I had made a video previously that you should go and watch. But besides that, I said, if you climb Everest, that's going to be a very difficult part. But the most difficult part is the descent. You have to then come down the mountain. If you start at the top, okay, a lot of people are starting at the top and they don't realize it. And unfortunately for them, it's actually a systematic. I think it's unless it's really approached properly, starting out with everything can be the biggest letdown that anybody can ever experience because you feel like you are at the pinnacle. The only way is down from there, if that's where you think the greatest thing is. In my opinion, you could wake up every day and have nothing in your hand at all, zero. And you could feel like absolute dog crap. But you know what? That's not the point. You're not going to sit there and feel like shit. You can take your ability to be alive and you could carve into yourself. And what do I mean by carve into myself? Go on the freaking treadmill. Run 5 fucking miles. Put yourself through the work. Put yourself through the difficulty. The most difficult thing, I think, I hate running. So when I go on the treadmill, I feel like I feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. This hurts so much. I want to stop every 5 seconds. That's what's going on in my mind for 45 minutes. And then when I get off, I'm like, wow. It's like somebody handed me $1 million after I got off that treadmill. That's how I feel. And you can have that feeling every single freaking day. Don't make it an addiction. It's a good one if you were to, but don't. But it's a good thing to practice things that will increase you by actually removing things that are harmful from your body and your life and your experience and your spirit. For example, when you're on the treadmill, you're removing fat. You're removing toxins out of your body. You're removing weakness. You're removing pain. You're removing all these doubts. Then you come onto the treadmill and you're like, oh man, eventually you're like, this is not that bad. And then when that happens, you're like, oh my God, you go through a wormhole when you go on the treadmill, when you do an exercise, when you do a yoga or something, anything like that. Not a yoga, when you do yoga. But whatever you're doing that's going to be physically moving, you're reclaiming the cells in your body. And every single one of those goddamn cells in your body, well, they're not goddamn, but every single one of those cells in your body has a fucking voice. And when you're feeling like shit, that's millions upon millions of fucking cells that are all agreeing that you feel like shit. And all it takes is one fucking cell to stand up and say, oh, let's do something about it. So today, I challenge you. Stand up, man. Don't fucking sit there and let this rainy ass day make you feel like shit. All right? Pick one fucking thing that you're going to do today that makes you feel like you're a master. Because you are. Just don't make it that you're a master of fucking depression and sadness. Make it that you're a master of one of your duties, one of your tasks that you need to take care of. And systematically break it down, because that's how it's done. You break it down and conquer. Thank you. I hope you like this. If you do, share it, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Have a great day.